All right, we're getting close to the new brand for the YouTube channel. I'm excited. I have to work on the intro and outro changes at some point, probably tomorrow or maybe Monday. I'm not sure, but I have to work on those changes. But I'm really excited for the brand update. I'm really excited for what it means. I'm really excited for all the potential. I'm excited to streamline what I do. I'm excited to separate it as well from the main Crypto Talk Radio basic cryptonomics, because it will be an independent, it'll be standalone, it'll be its own deal. And I'm excited about that, not because there's the disconnecting coverage. The coverage is going to be comparable in terms of quality. However, the YouTube side is going to be purposely built for YouTube and the way that YouTube coverage needs to work in order to be most appealing to the YouTube crowd. Does not change that it's still going to be cryptotalkradio.net for all of the different coverage that we do. It's just a member of the family. I'm just expanding the family, and the family, their knees I'm going to break and they mess with the family. So today, I'm waiting on the boxing events, Canelo versus Bivol. I'm really excited for that one. And while I was waiting, I figured I would go ahead and do another swag. For those new to the channel, the swag is a high-level overview look at a cryptocurrency that's getting at least some attention, has settled down a little bit, has gotten past the point where I'm sketchy or skeptical on it, at least at, beyond the fundamentals. Enough to where I can at least take a look at it, see what it's doing, and provide the information from my perspective. Really short, sweet, cut down. It does not go into deep analysis. That's not what it's for. Quick and dirty. The one I chose, Helena Financial. Helena.financial is the site. This one caught eyes on people because it came out, it did their pre-sales, and then the sale has constrained inventory, unrealistic APY. So it's one of these, I'll say cucarachas. This one I'll count as a cucaracha. So as getting all this attention, I waited because I'm not a fan of the ones that get super attention on social media. That has died down. So now I'm taking a look at it, high level swag on this. I always ask the question, and I will always start with the question, what do you do? Going forward, period, point blank, I don't care what project it is, I'm going to ask, what do you do? What is your purpose of being? Now, these guys are already on my hit list with an S because they point everything to their garbage Git book. They do not have a legitimate white paper that I call a white paper, and I'm going to keep calling out when they do this crap because it allows them to make secret edits without telling you. You need to have a PDF white paper. If you don't, I don't regard you as serious about the business side of things. Inside of it, they say, quote, Helena Financial's position to redefine the DeFi space with its new and improved auto staking and auto compounding mechanisms. First of all, how can it be new and improved when the project already existed? They're not new and improved. Staking's already been a thing. Compounding's already been a thing. If you want to say unique, right? If you want to say that yours is different somehow, that's fine. If you want to say that yours has innovated existing concepts, that's fine. That's what you say. They're not new. You said improved, but improved of what? Improved assumes that it's yours already. This is a new project. As far as time, this hasn't been out for very long. So no, it's not new and it's not improved. You might have been reworking the existing equations, but staking, auto compounding have been a thing for years now. I consider personally that to be a false statement. Quote, it provides an alternative monetary convention that simplifies the staking process. Before I finish the sentence, here's my feedback if they're listening, and I doubt they are. When you go to this much effort, throwing larger words than are necessary to try to make your point, you come across as scummy. I understand it. No problem. Most people would understand it when they think about it. No problem. But just that half of the sentence reads that you're trying to confuse people. I know you're not, but the point is, these are unnecessarily complicated words for what you're saying. Simply say you're providing a way to get alternate money stream and leave it at that. Something simple. You don't need to use overly complex words for that. It's stupid. You're trying to find a way via staking that provides compensation, monetary compensation or monetary flow or passive income, some other simple word that is reasonably acceptable without having to be in the crypto bubble. Second half of this statement, quote, maximizing the stable returns that Helena token holders receive. Great. This is great. You actually could cut the first half of the sentence and just say, it seeks to maximize the stable returns that Helena token holders receive. Done. Easy. Keep it simple. I'm not going to go into the rest of this. I'm going to go back to the site because I can't stand garbage Gitbook. So I look down their site and they're making the same critical mistakes that so many others keep doing, which is putting a bunch of shill all over their site. I gave the example with the whole Tesla and Coca-Cola with the Strange Inu, and there's a connection here. I'm going to get to that in a second. When it's Tesla, they're not putting a bunch of half-naked women posing next to Teslas on their site. Their site is dominated by Teslas because Tesla is the product. Your site should dominate with product. What do you do? Not shill garbage. There's a bunch of embeds of YouTube shills, and here's the funny thing. At least 3 of them that I can recognize were ones that got ripped off by Strange Inu. Chances are this is where that Strange Inu dev found these people. Chances are, because Mr. Brian Makes Benjamins on YouTube, he's there. Crypto Mischief, I don't know if I saw him directly. Sandro Cabrales, I don't know if I saw him directly, but his cover art makes me think he was there. And then, of course, Mr. Golorius, who's probably a Robert Roode fan. All these people were ones, at least some of these were ones that got rugged by Strange Inu, and chances are Strange Inu got it from this place because Helena had already been out. This is why you don't, that's a great example why you don't put this shill crap on your site, because all you're doing is enabling the next honeypot or trap or whatever to say, oh, okay, these are the shillers they used over there, and look at their videos. I got their direct YouTube address, and I'll just go ahead and contact them and offer them $3,500 or $5,000 to shill my project. Deep. And then what happens? The damn thing rugs. Going down, features, quote, leverages an intricate arrangement of elements to help manage cost and rebase rewards. Unnecessary sentence. Quote, likewise, it utilizes game hypotheses and human instinct to decide the most probable outcomes for those who purchase the token. Listen, why are your sentences, your statements so damn overcomplicated? You don't need to do that. Simply say, we use artificial intelligence technology to determine provable outcomes. Done. Keep it simple. Problem is, Auto Crypto, which is another cryptocurrency on the Binance chain, already does that. That's why you didn't do it. Quote, the Nemesis team has carefully integrated these components to work consistently in the background to ensure a, quote, basic and exquisite staking and rewards framework, unquote, for our holders. Okay, that sentence doesn't mean anything. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to put yourself over. You don't need to. Deliver the product, and the product should do what you say it should do. Right now, you haven't told me what it does. All you're telling me is that you got staking. A lot of them have staking. So the hell what? What do you do has not been answered. I go down. Highest DAO governed, so the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, APY. Okay. Let's put this into a little bit. I want to analyze that one a little bit, and then we'll wrap up real quick here. But your APY, why would you want the DAO to govern the APY? Let's think about this. The APY should, if done correctly, be based on your inventory, based on your liquidity, based on your traffic, based on your rewards. There's a lot of different parts and pieces that all play together. For the most part, these should be fixed, stable things because that's how you can rely on it. If you do it based on a DAO, what you're doing is you're empowering your whales to override the decisions and affect the lower level investors. Your whales don't care about fees. They don't care about taxes. They don't care about all these penalty type things. So they're going to try to influence things that are to the detriment of the lower level. It's actually the same thing as we see in traditional United States business, where because these high level businesses make millions and millions or billions and billions of dollars, they're able to influence the way tax filing's done or the way the tax code's done or all this stuff. And who gets harmed? It's the low class and the middle class. That's what that's describing. I don't agree with that if that's what you're doing. Gaming and NFTs, you've heard me. I think it's a waste of time. Fine. So what? Auction bonding, world first. No, it's not, because bonds are on Liberal Financial. And it's basically an auction process, except that it's about the time you go in there. It's not a rat race type auction, but it's still the same concept. If they can explain that further, which they didn't, I'm happy to listen. Random golden epochs, I'm not even going to touch that one. Impulsive burning mechanism. Again, overcomplicated words for no reason, simply to say that there is basically this burn pit, and you're going to send, in this case, I believe it's 1% of every transaction to this to help decrease the supply. This is what I'm talking about, of needlessly complicated words that I understand what you're saying, but that's because it's crypto bubble. You're not speaking to the layman investor. They don't understand what the, almost cussed, heck that you're talking about. Then they have the table, the competitive advantage, and they compare Helena, Titano, Libero, and Seifu because, again, it's one of the cucarachas. Everything they say is true, and I'll give them credit for at least not lying like the Seifu car salesman did. They didn't lie about everything that they said. Everything they said is true. The key is, and the problem, is that the way that they describe things, because they're using overcomplicated words, most layman investors are going to look at this table and say, okay, well, what the hell? Who cares? What's the benefit? I don't understand what you're saying. When you say random golden epochs, they don't describe what the heck that means, so why is it a differentiator? Going down, more shilling videos, all embedded. These are clickable images, and then their, quote, team members are a bunch of paint images, which look like NFTs, linking to Twitter accounts, which tells you nothing. Then the, quote, roadmap has no dates whatsoever, and some of the stuff is a flat-out lie according to what I see, because it says CoinMarketCap check. I just went to CoinMarketCap, put in the contract address. CoinMarketCap says they don't exist. I don't know if that's a bug or whatever. The point is, because you don't have dates, I can't tell when this allegedly was done, or did you just check it off saying it's done, it's not really done. But yet on the marketing, they say Twitter influencers ongoing, yet I see nothing but Twitter influencers all over the site. So whoever's in charge of their website clearly isn't keeping things up to date. The cherry on top of this is they say wrapped Helena, which is clearly a copy of Libero Financial, because they're the only ones so far to have built that. So they're copying off of Libero and trying to bank on that momentum. The other thing I'll give them at least credit for is they are active on social media, and they have social media of pretty much every single platform you can think of except for LinkedIn. I don't know why the LinkedIn is I don't know why so many projects are against going to LinkedIn when that's the way you can prove that somebody is a business. I don't know why. I don't have that answer. At the end of the day, at least they're active on various forms of social media, and it doesn't look like they're forcing you to tell a scam necessarily. My summary on this, I don't think it's a scam necessarily. They did go through a couple of audits. Assured DeFi is the only one I rate. I don't rate Solidity because that's just code. But their incessant, all over the freaking page shill is a complete turnoff to me. And as a result, I would never steer anybody to invest in this crap unless you're a gambler. Not because I think it will crap, although I do think it'll crap. That's not why, though. It's because if all you're going to do is position shiller, and you have yet to prove what it is that you really do. You can say passive income, and that's our strategy. That's fine. The problem is you're using overcomplicated words to describe exactly how somebody's going to get it, and you're not taking a simple approach how to do it. And chances are, if I were to ask you, you would send me to your garbage Git book, and you refuse to build a PDF so I can hold you accountable in case things change down the road. And oh, by the way, you're copying other projects on boot. So, personal opinion, if you want to get in it, it's for passive income, which I've talked about. That's what it appears to be for. I don't see that it does anything worth your time beyond this. I don't support their strategy as implemented. It's one that I would not ethically invest in, if that makes sense, because they're just shiller, all on the site, shiller. This is not a real website. This is not a real business presentation. This is not what I would want to see from a serious cryptocurrency in the space. This is crypto bubble. Like, this is the definition of crypto bubble, what I see. And I can't discount the strong probability that whoever that was on Strange Inu came straight over here and saw all these embedded YouTube videos and said, okay, I'll just make a list and check it twice and find out who's naughty and nice so I can embarrass them when I go rugged on Strange Inu. I see a direct correlation here, and that concerns me. And I certainly would not want anyone listening to buy into Helena again, unless you're the gambler sort, because I feel it's a gamble. Its price is in the 10s or the 20s or something like that. And according to the market cap and according to the numbers I see on the liquidity pool, it doesn't look like it's going to get too much higher than the 10s or the 20s because it's already it's fully diluted. So the only way possible that it would ever go any higher, they'd have to either tweak the supply somehow. I don't know how they would manage to do that. I think they spun up some other token to try to do some burns or something else. Something would have to change in order for it to go significantly higher than where it is, because it looks like it's already kind of hit that peak of where it's at. So Helena.financial on the Binance Smart Chain if you want to check it out. Again, I don't personally recommend it, but I do encourage you to take a look because for you it might make sense if you're the gambler sort. By all means, and as always, if the devs want that smoke, I am open to chat with them and have them correct or clarify, and in a perfect world, take some of the feedback points I'm making and implement some changes because they're easy to make. For example, you need a PDF white paper and you need a real website, not a shill dashboard.